Update on the 85 Chevy. Last night I got the carburetor back on this car. But I'm having some problems. It doesn't seem to want to idle. So I got my advanced ignition timing light. I'm going to disconnect the vacuum advance. And I gotta plug this hose with a screwdriver, and then I'm gonna try and see if the ignition timing is off. I did find a dead cylinder this morning. What I did was, I started off with that spark plug there at the far end. I didn't start with the number 1 plug. The one there was touching the exhaust manifold. So I looked at it and I said to myself, and naturally assumed that that was the fault. So I unplugged it. Here it is here. So I unplugged it and put on a different wire. Now it's a little better, but it's still idling rough. The engine shakes. The engine is out of time. Definitely out of time. You can hear the timing chain wrapping around inside, and it's just like, it's done. So I'm going to try and see if the ignition timing is off. Throttle response is a lot better. Problem is, though, I can't really test the timing without the engine idling, and the engine stalls. I have to have it at 500 RPM in order for me to get a right reading. So, you know, we're trying here. Vacuum hoses are shot. I have noticed that the engine isn't even producing much vacuum. I don't have any vacuum in some areas here, and that's definitely a problem. I don't hear any vacuum leaks, but for some reason there's not vacuum here. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. I had it running earlier. I'll probably have to choke it now. Heavy duty fan clutch in her, look at that. Just blows the snow everywhere. Still got some cleanup work to do, and the door handle's still not even done yet. That belt is definitely loose. I don't know if the camera can hear it or not, but there's a tick, and that's coming from the timing chain. Right now the engine is cold and that's supposed to be closed and it's not, so I'm not getting any vacuum. It just will not idle. So that's the issues I'm dealing with right now. I adjusted the idle up a bit, but it doesn't work. Just refuses not to, it doesn't want to idle at all. Some idle issues. I'm definitely leaning toward the vacuum being the culprit, that and the camshaft. I'm going to do test the ignition timing. I'm going to see what it's set at. The carburetor is set right. I set it, I rebuilt it, everything's the way it's supposed to be, it's to factory specs. So, and the carburetor's fine. My secondaries are working again. I rebuilt the carburetor because my secondaries weren't opening and I was getting what they call the infamous quadrajet moan. The boh, and the RPM wouldn't go any higher than 3,000. Unless you had it at half throttle, and then you'd get your RPMs up. But as soon as you floor it and your 4 barrels would open, all you'd get is a deep moan, and that's exactly what I was experiencing. I rebuilt the carburetor. I don't have that anymore. Secondaries are opening up fine. So, a few little adjustments we're going to make here today. I got my assistant standing over there. We're going to set the ignition timing, make sure it's correct, check our vacuum hoses, and see what we can do here.